Yeah. Okay, we've got Alex from Sutherland, Massachusetts on. Welcome.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Alex.
Hi, Don. Hi, John. I don't know if you guys realize this. This is my third time calling, and I've talked to each of you before.
Okay.
We're sorry.
Anyway, I wanted to comment on something the first caller said first about God being a lousy communicator.
Yeah.
Something that always kills me is that you talk to Christians and they'll say, well, I talk to God every day by praying to him or something. And my response to that is, well, if God talked to anybody, he might have talked to Paul, who wrote a huge portion of the Bible. And if he had just told Paul that Paul was writing the Bible instead of these letters to Rome and Corinth and place, I mean, that would have saved so many headaches for so many Bible scholars.
Well, there's lots of little arguments you can make there. God could have done so many things better.
He did seem to talk directly to people a lot more back then. He talked to Noah and he talked to Moses and
right. He seems to fade out.
Yeah,
right?
he doesn't.
There's a lot of one-on-one interaction very early on, and a lot of
more people on the earth who maybe didn't have time anymore. But
right. Maybe he's getting diluted out or something.
Okay. That was just kind of a side. The major topic I wanted to mention was this guy in Ohio who might have happened earlier this week, might have happened last week, but apparently he was promoting this movie Audacity by Ray Comfort, and he was actually mentioned it to apparently at least two women who were lesbians, and told them, hey, you should really watch this. Have you guys seen it?
I haven't seen it. I understand it has a kind of a
It's very preachy.
Anti-homosexual theme. Is that right?
Yeah, very.
I don't know much about it beyond that. Ray Comfort's a kind of self-promoting atheist apologist.
Okay, this is a quote from Ray Comfort. But Audacity was produced particularly to show that Christians don't hate homosexuals. I mean, if he has to say that about the movie, think about what the movie is like.
Right. Well, there's this sort of funny and amusing predicament that Christians are in right now, and that is, we've gone from having no gay marriage to having gay marriage, and now all of a sudden, gay people are sort of normal now, and they sort of have all the rights that everybody else has, right? And now they're in this predicament where if they speak out against gays, then they look like bigots. And from our perspective, they are, but they aren't very uncomfortable with that idea. And so that may be the contortions that this movie is going through. At least that seems to be the sense of that quote that you just read.
Okay. Well, anybody, my real point is that this guy, I mean, first he told one woman, and she reported him to a manager or somebody. I'm not, the report wasn't, the article I read about it wasn't completely clear. But then he got called into an office and told, look, don't do this. And his
he
response,
was being in the face of customers in an establishment or something?
No, this is just, I forget what the workplace was. It's in here someplace. But
so they were coworkers, and he was
they're just
doing
coworkers.
this, and he was doing this at work. Okay.
Yeah.
No, actually, apparently he was talking to her outside work when he mentioned this.
Oh.
Okay. But anyway, this first woman did talk to a manager, and the manager said to him, "Please stop doing this." And his response was, he couldn't stop sharing the faith. And the manager said, it's not about faith. this is about making your coworker uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And then 2 days later, he apparently did the same thing with another woman.
Okay.
And have you guys seen anything by Ray Comfort?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, he's actually been on the show before.
Oh, right. But
we
that
did
wasn't you guys. That was Matt and Russell, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Um,
But I'm familiar with him. Yeah.
yeah. He's pretty preachy.
Sure. And he's
so-
he's welcome to his opinion, and he's welcome to use his free speech rights and these sorts of things.
Yeah. Yeah, when it's a movie, but I mean, this guy is going around recommending a movie that was produced by Ray Comfort, which is, pretty preachy and pretty proselytizing. And you couldn't
Yeah,
get
well, I think it matters a lot how that's done. I mean, if you want to recommend a movie to a coworker, then you can mention it, and if they're not interested, they can say I'm not interested, and then it should be pretty much over at that point.
Yeah.
I think that's fine.
Okay,
but
but this movie isn't quite as clear what it's about. I mean, it kind of sneaks up on you what's really going on, because I mean, it's a real story. There are actors and a storyline to it.
well, a lot of this
it's-
Christian apologetic stuff has had very, very low production quality, and I can think of all sorts of movies promoting
No, this is a pretty high
creationism and these sorts
production.
of things. Yeah, yeah. So this is maybe a more serious one. I know it's available on the internet. If folks want to check it out and look at it.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like God's Not Dead. It's not that high production quality, but I mean, it's better than Ray Comfort's usual stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, he's welcome to produce stuff, and we're welcome to criticize it. And
Yeah, but people shouldn't be going around work
sure,
promoting it,
Sure.
especially when they get a warning. Don't do this.
right.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's a little tricky, I think. I'm not being familiar with the story, but if he's doing it outside of work, I'm a little uncomfortable with the boss intervening there. If it's at work, that's clear. That's harassment,
But
workplace
he only
harassment.
knew the woman through work.
Yeah.
It-
But in any case, I find that a lot of times Christians, especially because in this country they're the majority, think that they're kind of exempt from otherwise applicable rules and laws. If I'm the county clerk and I don't want to issue this license, well, I'm Christian, so I don't have to. But
If they're Muslim,
if
boy,
a Muslim,
watch out.
if a Muslim did something, then that would be different. And I see that here as well. The person thinks that spreading his faith is more important than workplace decorum. So
Yeah.
people like that need to be disciplined appropriately, I guess.
Yeah.
But apparently, the guy does. He says he can't stop sharing his faith, and apparently he has commented about his faith quite a bit at the workplace, and they just thought this was one step too far. It is a fine line to draw.
Yeah, well, I'd hate to be a manager in that sort of situation, because it
Yeah.
is a delicate sort of situation, and you do want to make the workplace a productive and safe and comfortable place for everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
So thank you for your call, Alec.
Okay, well, I just wanted to say, there's sexual harassment, and we kind of know what that is, and that includes, pursuit outside the workplace. And to me, this was like religious harassment.
Yeah, I would agree.
I would agree, and especially if the person said, "Please don't,
Yeah.
pursue this," or these sorts of things.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks, Alec.
Let's queue up Shafiq from Montreal next, please. So, have you had any issues in your workplace from being an atheist, or do people know?
No, it really never comes up. People don't discuss religion or politics at work.
Okay.
At least not
So it's a kind
not
of
in
a
circles I run in. People do their job, and
very professional sort of.
yeah, it's one of those things you just don't go there at work.
Yeah. I sort of have the opposite problem. I have a lot of coworkers who are atheists, and I personally would rather not make religion a topic of conversation at work. for fear that I'll step on someone's toes. So I kind of, I don't actually talk about that very much at work. Although, you know, if it weren't work, I would, you know, love to unpack that and explore that with these various folks. So it's a little bit awkward, and it's something I want to talk about, but, you know, trying to be professional and trying not to.
Yeah.
Because I do have some theistic coworkers that I admire, and they're great people. I like working with them and all that. So I don't want to step on any toes.
I would just rather keep that out of the workplace. It's not really relevant.
Right.
You know, occasionally somebody will, you know, in their little signature line on an email, they'll have a Bible quote or something like that. But that's, you know, that's not getting in somebody's face.
Yeah.
Or they might,
It's
you know,
maybe a gray area. But.
yeah. I don't really have a big issue with that. If they come into my office and try to preach to me, that would be a completely different thing. But
yeah, when I was much younger, I worked in a job where somebody found out I was gay, and then they brought me a whole bunch of chick tracts to try to convert me. And I at the time, I didn't know what the heck was going on, but you know, looking at it in hindsight, it's kind of funny. That was my introduction to chick tracts.
thinking that would change everything if you just
right.
read the chick tract. Okay.
Right.
Well, hope springs eternal.
Right.
My kids one year got, when they were little, they were trick-or-treating in one of the houses. Instead of giving out candy, was giving out chick tracts.
Oh, creepy.
Saying how
right.
evil Halloween is, and that's just...
Oh, yeah, that's an evil holiday, yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody loves it. What a bunch of irony. So we're waiting on the next caller to get queued up. If you are in the Austin area, please come join us at the Threadgill's North location, and I can give that address here.
North Lamar somewhere.
Yeah, it is at 6416 North Lamar, and we're going to try to get there around 6 p.m. We're going to kind of wrap up here and head on over, and we've already got a handful of folks in the audience who will be there. Will you be going?
I'll be going.
Awesome.
And having a Mexican martini.
Okay, that's a good thing.
And a reminder that the Bat Cruise, another reminder, the Bat Cruise is next weekend. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I know Don mentioned it earlier, but...
we usually have 100 or so people or more coming.
Yeah, and you know, get your reservations in early so you make sure you get a spot.
Yep.
There's still space available.
Okay.